So today we're going to be doing another Reference Wednesday. So we're going to do this one, it's Girls and Guns, it's from Graffiti Studio. Feel free to use the link in the description. I have an affiliate link and that helps me and it also supports the creators. Great references, really high quality. This one is both clothed and unclothed, so just keep that in mind. Not safe for work. Make a new file, 8.5 by 11, set it to 5 minutes, pick that folder. I'm using what's called the Gesture Drawing app. The link is also in the description. New layer, using this brush. Brushes are also in the description. First drawing of the day. All right, we got the shoulder line. Set up rib cage. This is definitely the warm-up. I like to put a little anchor point where the knee is. Okay, got a bit of a twist on the rib cage there. Got the deltoid coming up like that. Shoulder blade. Arm coming through. A little tick mark for where the elbow is. We still have 4 minutes, so I don't need to be rushing so much. Okay. Feel free to draw along. And if you want the whole reference pack, as I mentioned, the link is in that description. All right, that head is way too small in my drawing. I'll lower the size there. All right, gonna look for where that foot is in relationship to the knee. It's directly below, and then it makes a triangle over here. So imagine a triangle like that. So that foot is over here, not aligned with it. It's actually further in perspective, so it's gonna be a little bit higher visually to us, even if it's flat on the ground where she is standing. Can't imagine wearing those high heels in combat. Super skill, super fashionable. Okay, so we got the back leg going like this. Got a tick mark for the knee. That lets me know where this curve is going to be for the calf muscle. Of course, I'm exaggerating and stylizing. You're always allowed to do that. Okay, that looks way off, but that's fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna pretend this never happened. I'm gonna move it up a little bit. Okay. Then we got the clothing line there. String going up like this. And I'm neglecting the upper arm, so I'm gonna try to lay that in pretty quickly. Tick mark for the elbow. Another mark for the hand. Alright, it's way off again. That's fine. Just gonna grab that, bring it down. This is once again our warm-up. Got the sword doing something like this. And then what I want to do is increase the size of the brush here. Now I notice that the hand is too small. And by adjusting this stuff now kind of helps me calibrate my gauging of the sizes and proportions for the next ones. Because if I do if I do something that's out of proportion here, I'll remember in the next drawing, like, okay, I remember I drew the hands too small or something, and I'll try to compensate next time. All right, so brush is bigger. I'm gonna try to get that kind of reflective quality in the clothing there real quick. Just gonna lay it in. Big brush strokes. Just kind of ping-ponging my eyes back and forth. Kind of looking at where the actual reflection is and avoiding that spot. Okay, I definitely drew that leg way too close. It's actually, seems like it's further out like that. And now I just noticed how big this arm is. It's alarming. Yeah, because if you look at the negative space happening in here, it was just way off prior. So we have 9 seconds left. Gonna lay in that quick coarse shadow on the side of the head there, and just kind of call it a day on that one. Okay, just gonna lay in the easiest shapes that I can see so far. It's this vertical shape of the leg, so I can use that as an anchor point for the rest of the drawing. Whereas sometimes I'll start with the collarbone or the hips or some kind of skeletal armature, but in this case I'll just go with whatever shape speaks to me. In this case it was the vertical black shape happening here on the left side. And now there's a big triangle there, so that's going to give me the shape of where the leg is pointed. So again, I'm very often ping-ponging my eyes back and forth, looking for negative space as well as the positive space, meaning the actual silhouette of the character, figure, person. Kind of look at that relationship between the heel and how it lines up with the toe there. So it's about right there. Gives me the spot of where the toe ought to be. Okay, let's shade that in real quick. And then, kind of, there's a nice S curve happening here with the spine. Shape like that, a little triangle for the trapezius. Bada bing, bada boom. That's Mega Man's charge up sound when he shoots. He charges up in Mega Man X, and then he shoots. It's a very cool sound. If you have the capacity and playfulness to make sound effects while you draw, well, that's all the more fun, isn't it, my friends? Alright, so here is a very complicated, I think, positioning of the gun and the silhouette and stuff. So what I'm going to do is just simplify it and just look at this shape in the interior, that negative space. It's like a triangle like that, but with a bit more complexity. I have a little dip here at the apex, and now it goes in like that, and just kind of being approximate with it. I'll leave out an area for the reflection. I'm going to shade that in real quick. There's no particular order to these things when I'm doing it. Just kind of going at it. Whatever works, works. Okay, I'm going to blur my eyes and just look at the overall shape. There seems to be a big triangle here with a rectangle coming out of it. And if we want, we can detail that later on. Didn't even block in the head. It's okay, we still have 2 minutes. Fear not, my friends, fear not. For we are in good company, yes. Okay, so I just looked at this rectangle here in the negative space to see where her profile is, because I could have easily made a mistake and made it too far this way or angled the wrong way, but it seems to be pretty parallel with the gun right there. And then it kind of accelerates into a curve here. And then we can see that the shoulder, if we do a diagonal line like this, it kind of has a peak there. You can kind of lay in the ear. So this time I want to kind of get that face in more. So I'm going to squint, see what the overall shapes are. There's a big diamond triangle shape here where the eye socket is. And the forehead has a nice coarse shadow there. Got an eyelash coming through like that. That's probably not in the right spot, but that's fine. Put a mouth there. And then the absence of shadow here will be where the nose is. A little nostril, a little shape for the eye, eyebrow. Yeah, that's way off. But hey, that's fine. It's just a warm up. Just some practice. 17 seconds remaining. Ladies and gentlemen, please buckle in before we land the aircraft. On to the next drawing. Yeah, the head's too small here, but that's fine. That's why they call them warm-ups. It's my style. Skipping all the non-clothed ones so I can actually put it on YouTube. Alright, shoulder, easy. I'm exaggerating for sure. We can see that this shoulder is slightly higher than that one. I'm exaggerating for style. And we got the rib cage, or the sternum, which kind of tells us where the rib cage is. We have a nice S curve kind of going like that with the spine there. I'm going to put in a little upside down bow shape for where the anterior iliac spine of the pelvis is located. Okay, and actually a nice trick over here is to figure out what's going on is to draw some underwear or boxers or briefs, because we all know that shape, you know, easy. So that'll help you know like where this shape is for this particular body, since all bodies are so different. They vary from person to person, don't you think? Alright, I've got the collarbone, got the sternocleidomastoid, which is that good old neck muscle. And that's where the ear is going to be. So, you know, it's like puzzle pieces, you know, like that's a cool puzzle. They kind of just build off of each other, right? And they all add up. That's my version of Proco's kangaroo. Shade has been thrown. Just kidding, love that guy. Nostrils. There's a nice triangle here in the negative space. So you know what? We're just going to put a triangle there and call it done. Another triangle here for the shadow beneath. Got a dark shape there. Got the eyebrows up there. Getting too caught up in the details, aren't we? Now, I made a mistake where the eyes are like this and the reference are more of a tilt like that. So we're going to go ahead and correct that. And then in the next 3 minutes, we're going to try to get the whole body in. Gonna make it smaller and zoom out so I'm not caring too much about the details. Yeah. Head's too small. Here I am caring about the details. I guess that's more of a proportion thing, not so much a detail. Come on, I gotta step away from the face. I just can't sometimes. All right, so this is some complex foreshortening here. So what I'm gonna do is just squint, blur my eyes, and notice that there's a shape here, a dark shape, directly below where her nose is pointing, her nose is pointing. So I'm just gonna lay that in right there as an anchor point. And notice that there's another shape between that, and that creates the back shape of the gun. Unfortunately, there's a tangent in the reference there, so I'm going to change that and make the shoulder not go tangential with the weapon. Now, if we look over here where the hip is, that negative space is pretty easy. There's a bit of a triangle here, and that goes off and curves into a barrel of the weapon. Okay, cool. Got the pectoral muscles. Didn't I just say I was going to sketch in the whole body? SMH. I'm S-ing the M to the H. Shaking my head. Alright. I'm doing it. Chill. So we got triangle there. Triangle here in the negative space. That gives us that shape, which I will subdivide into the proper shapes in a moment. There's also a nice straight line there, which kind of goes like this into a shape. So the elbow lines up with where that foot is. So I'm going to make sure that this elbow, and that foot triangulate. It's a nice shape there. Knee, I'm going to pause that one for a moment so I can draw a little bit longer. A lot of dynamic angles here with these triangular negative spaces. Very useful, very useful. And maybe I will be able to do 5 of them. Let's have something in 20 minutes that I have to get to. Got a workout group awaiting. Alright, let's figure out what's going on here. Alright, got a triangle there where the thumb and the finger meet up. Got the butt of the gun. Gun comes out like that a little bit on the other side. Some shade in, and we'll call it done. And continues to draw. Cringe. Okay, next. Alright, so complex situation where it's not just a standing straight up and down pose. We've got a bit of dynamics with the weight being pushed forward. So I'm going to go a bit simple with a very basic stick figure for now. Center line of the spine. We got the shoulders angled up a little bit like that. The neck coming out through like this. And the head is actually aligned with the foot almost. So where the foot is, where the foot ends is where the head starts. So about right there. Gotta look for those alignments. Very, very helpful. Man, my graphics card's going crazy. Loud. Recording and drawing at the same time, I guess. The shoulder blade. Got a nice triangle right here. Another triangle in the negative space. Alright, that's wrong. Should be more vertical here. Ear, cranium, triangle, triangle, eyebrow, a little nostril, a little line for the mouth. Gonna fill that in. Okay. Gonna make it a little bit bigger. Arms going down. Weapon indicated with a quick rectangle. I'm actually gonna pause this one momentarily so I could draw the face in a little bit more accurately. Because I want to. Because it's fun. Drawing heads, drawing faces, that's always fun. Full bodies, yeah, I mean, you know, it could be fun. What's your profanity? Maybe I won't need to pause. Yeah, this whole upper torso area, I think I made it too wide. Alright, noted for next time. All right, let's draw that face. Going to keep the reference zoomed out, so I'm not too concerned with detail. But the first thing that I see is like the forehead. You have this rectangle there. If you blur your eyes, you can see it pretty clearly. So that's kind of what I'm starting with. I'm doing a little core shadow thing right there. There's going to be rim light there. I'm going to fill that in. Put the brow here. The other brow is at that angle. And we got the eyelid going into the head there. She's looking to the right. Okay. All right, I spent too much time on that one. Legs are actually too small on that. I believe I was just in the zone, so I wasn't saying much. I'm sure you can all forgive me. All right, move on to the next one. After I put that X in on the pack. Cool, yeah. Yeah, I'll do a quicker version of this. Shoulders, obviously, at that angle. The hips countering it. Curve, curve. Okay. I'm gonna stop it right there. Cool. Let's lay them all out. Okay. Yeah, you know, not as strong as before. Also, I think I was getting too caught up in painting the reflections and stuff and the details. Anyway, hope that was helpful. Thanks for joining. Definitely check out the link for the reference pack. Very helpful. And there's plenty more where that came from. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.